Okay, and we're live. Sorry I'm late, everyone. We have Jidge, we have Many Vibes. How's it going? Hope everyone's good. Just sorting out levels as we're going. Let me know. Let me know the sound, how it sounds, whether it's too loud, too quiet. Bring in a bit of pickup. Sounds even good without headphones. Nice. Great. Perfect. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all good. Okay. If you're joining, if you're seeing this and you're part of the song club, which is my little community where most people are here. There's been a few issues with the photos. Jidge let me know, and so I'm trying to sort that out. I haven't experienced anything, but if you do experience any troubles, then just please let me know. It's a very I know nothing about coding or anything like that. It's just the website provider that I use, and I can let them know, but it's, it's no massive company like that has lots of people working on it all the time, So things do go wrong, It's a very basic thing, but hopefully we'll have that sorted out pretty soon. But yeah, it's been really nice that everyone has been joining so much lately and been posting so much. It's been over the past couple of weeks. It's really starting to build up the community, so I'm really enjoying that, and I'm really enjoying seeing people post and enjoy interacting with each other and having conversations, because we all kind of experiencing similar things, and it's just nice to know that you've got some people that you can ask these questions to, and there's lots of things that I'd like to sort out there in the future, like maybe a section where we can upload directly to the platform our songs without having to upload. At the moment, the only way to share your music is to upload it to the internet first. So whether it's like SoundCloud, YouTube, anything like this, which obviously you can still do privately. You can make things like private and like a private link, especially SoundCloud. SoundCloud is really good for this. You can just upload your music, and then you can make it private, and then you can share that link with anyone, so that's a really good way. Or there's things like Google Drive as well. I use that a lot. You can just upload to Google Drive and then share it, things like this. But it'd be nice to have something that we can post, that we can share natively on the platform. So anyway, I'll start with a song, and then we'll see. We'll take it from there. If you don't know anything about these live streams, I basically I don't really have much planned with these. I just go live. It's for my community, it's for my subscribers, and a lot, I get so many questions in with YouTube, which is great, and I get so many comments and questions, which is lovely, but it's hard for me to keep on top of all of them. So the great way of being able to get your question answered quickly is to join in these live streams. I try and do them every Saturday, if my family allows it. I really want to do, I really want to do next Saturday, and then I'm going to take a break. If my family allows me to do next Saturday, that would be great. And then I'm going to take just a week off for Christmas, and then I'll get back to it in January 2025. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to play a song called Cold Tea. This is off my latest album, and it's kind of about it's that sort of image of getting older and an old man alone at home, and he's waiting for his son to come and visit him. As usual with my songs, they're really a little bit depressing, melancholy, but I enjoy that. I quite like this topic. And the idea is, like with the title Cold Tea, is that the tea's just kind of getting cold whilst he's waiting for his son to visit, and his son never visits because he's too busy, kind of thing. And it was one of these songs that I had the title first. I try and do that. I try and come up with the title really early on, because then that kind of that sets me for the rest of the song. It helps me make sure that I'm relating every kind of verse or every phrase. Everything relates back to that, or can relate back to that first title. Anyway, I'll stop blabbering and I'll just play. Here we go.
Tea's gone cold and my feet have froze in this house. The gas spill rose to my fear. I'm far too old to take this cold. The winter is near. The tea has gone cold. 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 I shout so loud, I'm oh so proud. He'll get his soon, just you wait. The tea has gone cold. 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 The tea has gone cold.
That was Cold Tea. So, as usual, feel free to ask away any questions you have regarding anything really. But we usually like to keep the topic around music. But feel free, go crazy. What have you been working on? This is sort of things that we've been that we talk about in the Song Club. We talk about what we've been working on lately, and we have various different sort of topics that we can select, like experiments, share your music, gear, topic ideas, stuff like this, and it's really nice, and these live streams have become a place where we can sort of just all come together and chat live at the same time, which is nice. But yeah, feel free to ask away. Let me have a look. Who's here? Rattlesnake Roy. Love that name. Welcome. Many vibes. We have Jody. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Alexander is here. Many vibes, of course, and Jidge. Sebastian is here. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me have a look. Let me see if I can grab the first question. Sebastian says, "Hi Fabian, what's your signal chain for the guitar? If you already explained that in any other live stream, let me know which one. I'd like to see it." Yeah, you know what? I explain it in almost every live stream, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I love to talk about it anyway. So it's not too complicated. It's I have this large diaphragm mic first off from Neumann, which is a TLM 107. That's picking up my vocals and a little bit of the guitar. Actually, a lot of the guitar actually is picked up by that. And then I just have my pickup. I've just got like a K&K Pure Mini pickup. This is a Loudon 010. It's jumbo cedar top and mahogany back and sides. And then the pickup is a passive pickup. It's like 3 contact pickups, like not the under saddle, but underneath the bridge. 3 contact pickups, just underneath the bridge there. Just going to the jack, and that's going to Radial PZ Deluxe preamp, and then it's going to I have from the Radial, it splits. One signal goes to EQ, Empress effects, another, and then it goes to a reverb, just to like a Fishman AFX Acoustiverb. I did a video on this actually a little while back. Really nice. It sounds very it's made for acoustics. It's a reverb that's made for acoustics. So this is my like acoustic signal, you know? You can hear that reverb. This is my acoustic sort of sound. And then as I said before, it goes from the radial goes there's another out from the radial, which is basically just like a tuner out, just doubles up the signal, and that goes through a bunch of other effects, mainly the Blue Sky by Strymon reverb pedal, and then it goes to a volume. Actually, it goes to a volume first, I think, and then it goes to the Blue Sky and a few others, and then it goes to my interface. And that's it. And the reason I do that, it's like a dry, wet sort of thing. So I can sort of bring this sort of sounds, these sort of overly lush, drowned out atmospheric sounds. You know, I can bring that in and out when I want. The volume pedal is by Leela. It's a Leela mono volume pedal. It's an active mono volume pedal. And it's really nice. And that's basically my chain. In a nutshell. Hope that answers your question. But it might change, you know. I'm thinking of changing it up. Thinking of experimenting with different. You know what? I miss having a sound hole pickup a little bit, you know. There's a little bit of me I quite liked. I used to have a Sunrise pickup, which is these beautiful loads of amazing players use Sunrise pickups. They're made in Australia, and I think they only make a certain amount each year, so they're really hard to come by, and they're quite pricey. But they're basically like this old school sound hole pickup, but it's adjustable pole pieces. But it's a really it's a really strong signal, you know, you get from these sound hole pickups, and it's very clear, and yeah, it's basically the same sort of technology as an electric guitar pickup, but it's very clear, and it cuts through, you know, which I like. Um, and so I kind of miss having that. I mean, it is a massive chunk of metal, in the middle of your guitar, so it does put weight on to your guitar. But anybody else use sound hole pickups, or and if so, which one? Dooby-doo. Let me have a look. It's hard to see the questions sometimes. Ba-ba-bum-bum. Thank you, Many Vibes. I appreciate that. Yeah, my on like the first on the first the first phrase of that song, it's like I could feel my voice actually not being able to hit some of that note. I was like, whoa, I did not. You know when you don't warm up, and then because I was like rushing, because a lot of these live streams, I'm rushing to get my son into bed, to be on time to go live, and so a lot of the time I'm just rushing down, and then I hit go live, and then I don't warm up. I was like, oh crap, I didn't warm up. Appreciate that, Rattlesnake Roy. Yeah, it's you know what? I've been sort of looking at this. What makes a good performance in a song? If you're part of the song club, then I send out emails every now and again. If you saw my latest email, I've been sort of diving deep into song performances, because I do coaching as well. And some of my coaching students we're basically going through their songs, and we're looking at like how they can perform them a little better, because a lot of the recording is in the performance, I believe, anyway. So I think that if you're going to record something, you just make sure that your performance is the best that you can make it, and then you're going to have a good recording, because the performance, that's like most of it. Yeah, I've been kind of looking into this, sort of diving deep into what makes a good performance, and it is a lot of the time it's on these like subtle things, these sort of subtle dynamics and subtle timing phrases, and all these little things, that kind of make, I feel, a great performance, especially for a singer-songwriter with just a guitar and vocals, So yeah, appreciate that. Lex says, what's my favorite mic of all time? Hold on, I think I need to put my phone on. I'm getting phone noises through the mic, I can hear. I don't know. Favorite mic of all time. You know what? I love a lot of these old ribbon mics. I just love them. The look of them, the way they sound, these sort of 1950s, 1960s old ribbon mics. I basically have a friend who basically he collects them. So I go to his studio sometimes and just kind of marvel at them and try them out sometimes. So some of these are beautiful, but that's, it's hard to pick one, I think. But yeah, it would probably be a vintage ribbon mic of some kind. What's the coolest musical toy you've bought lately? Oh, these are cool questions. I'm liking these. The coolest musical toy. Yeah, I don't know. I've bought a few toys that are sort of accessories, not really musical. they're kind of like accessories to to stuff, you know. What have I bought recently? Recently, I've got I've bought one of these tuners that's like oh, it wasn't recently. That was a little while ago, but it's uh still really nice. It's like it's by Snark. It's a Snark Air, they call it. And I'm sure there's loads of these that have come out now. But it's basically you plug it in to power it, right? You can charge it, which is that's like a recent thing. I haven't seen, like 10 years ago there was no clip-on tuner that you could charge. It was all batteries, and I hate batteries. I really do. I despise batteries, because anything that takes a battery, it's just another thing that I need to think about when I'm performing, when I'm going on stage, or anything like this, or when I'm recording. Is the battery charged up? And then if it is, I always need to have a spare, you know? It's like I can't just have one. And especially if these like, you know, these big sort of square 9-volt batteries, right? That you also go in pedals. Some, like a lot of Boss pedals have these that you can. They're expensive, you know. Then they're not cheap. Also, a lot of the tuners have these coin batteries as well. They're not cheap, and so I always needed to make sure that I had loads of spare ones on me. I mean, I do need to make sure that I need to charge this tuner, but you know, it's cheaper and it's easier to just make sure something's charged. And then it definitely, if something's charged, it'll last a gig, you know, like a 1 hour, 2 hour gig, no problem, you know. So that's really cool. Another thing is I recently bought a D'Addario humidifier for the guitar, or it's like a dehumidifier, because I live in Berlin, and my room is a basement where I make my music, so it gets quite humid sometimes. So I have all these like humidifier detectors, which tells me the temperature and the humidity of the room all the time, and I have a dehumidifier just to make sure I keep the humidity at the right level. But this is something that you put inside your guitar case with the guitar, and it just makes sure it keeps it at the right humidity. And then I've got this like humiditrack, they have it, and it tells you the humidity of your guitar, because you just put this sensor in your case, and then you download an app, and that app it tells you the humidity of your guitar, and the temperature at all times. It's kind of Bluetooth, so it tracks it, and then you can see you know, the report of what's happened, which is pretty cool, you know. And you can have that for multiple guitars, so you can have that saved in different guitars, you know. So you can buy one of these trackers for each guitar, and you just keep it in the case, and then it tells you can see on the app. It's pretty cool. It's pretty addictive to look at all the time. And it also has not only the temperature and the humidity, but it also tells you whether the guitar case has had a shock of some kind. It's like a shock detector, which is pretty cool. If you're traveling a lot and you're putting your guitar in like planes and stuff like this, that could be really handy, you know, to know. And then the sensor would pick that up, and then it would send that to the app, and it would tell you exactly what time that happened. So you would know, you know, oh, that's the time when I was going on board my plane, you know. So you know, okay, you know, that's almost like proof. So if you do have like a damaged guitar because of you put it on the plane, and the you know, so many of these stories we hear of plane luggage people that work in the plane luggage, you know, just kind of throwing your guitar. You could maybe have that as evidence to claim. I don't know, but it's pretty cool anyway that it has that. yeah, so these little things, I would say, are are cool little toys. You know, what cans am I using? These are Austrian audio headphones. Let me tell you I don't know the number. High X15, they're called. High X15. They're pretty nice, you know. They're pretty comfy. I have various headphones that I use, but I use these a lot because they're very light. They're comfy and they're light. And if I'm like doing a live stream, you know, I don't want something that's too heavy, you know. I also have these Neumann ones, which are beautiful headphones, really, really nice headphones, NDH20s, but they're quite heavy, you know. They're like, I mean, they're beautifully made, and there's like metal on them, you know, and they're also they're a bit more comfy because the material's softer and it's nicer. But you know, it's definitely a bit more weighty. So you know, if I'm doing like a live stream for like 1-2 hours or whatever, you know, it's a lot of weight. So that's the reason. I actually don't like using headphones too much. I like listening. The only reason I use headphones is because I like listening to the effects. And sometimes I like listening how the microphone sounds, you know, as I'm performing. And that can kind of inspire me and and sort of get me in the mood, you know. It's also good for getting in the mood, for getting in the zone, you know. If I'm hearing other things, you know, in my flat, then it can distract me, you know. I find audio can distract me very easily. If I would notice, like, if someone, I don't know, if someone takes a mug or something, or a glass, you know, or someone stacking the dishwasher or something like this, you know, I would notice that, you know, as I'm performing down here. Unfortunately, I don't have like soundproof doors, so I can kind of hear everything that goes on like in the kitchen from here, which is annoying. I need to get soundproof doors or make my own like soundproof doors somehow. It's one of these basements that doesn't actually have a door to it, you know. It's like stairs and that's it. It's just open, which is great, but not if you want to turn it into a studio. Hope that answers your question. Mr. Cowfood. Nice name, I like that. Which interface do I use, says Lex. Nice, loads of questions, I like this. Right now I'm using the Neumann MT48, which is a amazing high-end interface. You know, it's way more than interface. If you know anything about the MT48, it has so much inside there. It's unbelievable. But it's, you know, a lot of this stuff I am just kind of borrowing. You know, you'll see that a lot of stuff I don't actually own myself, you know. So it's really nice that companies basically send me stuff and I can just try it out and see if I like it, you know. But I do have to give a lot of it back. But it's a really nice interface. But I also use, you know, the Zoom H4n Pro. That's like a really completely the opposite. I also like to use that, and you can use that as an interface as well. Jidge says, any chance of a rendition of Landlord's Daughter as a Christmas present? You know what, Jidge? I'm gonna have to learn that for next week, I think. It's been so busy here. You wouldn't believe it's been it's been an intense like month, I would say. I'll try and learn it for next time. It's the only thing is with The Landlord's Daughter, is the lyrics. There's like a lot of lyrics, you know, like a lot. So I could try and learn as much as I can for next week, you know. For you, I know you've been asking for it for a few weeks now. I could, yeah, but it's one of my first songs that I ever, well, not first songs, but like, you know, on my first album that I ever released, you know, it's one of the first songs that I ever recorded on my album. So it's an old song, but yeah, I'll try and do that. No problem. Okay. My dad's here. Stuart Holland, that's my dad. Hey dad, how's it going? Okay, I'm gonna do another song. Keep with the questions though. Just because, let's have a look. Keep with the questions though, and I'll try and get back to where I was. Just because I don't want to not play too many songs, because I like playing songs. You know, I'll keep it short though. Also, if I talk for too long, I kind of lose my voice. Okay. I'm going to do another one. I fancy doing a lot of my own songs. So I take a lot of influence from like traditional songs, traditional folk songs, and blues songs, like early blues stuff, sort of Mississippi blues stuff. Not so much the later stuff. But the covers that I do are mainly old folk songs or old blues songs. But I'm gonna play a song called Mad Eric. This was a guy that lived in my hometown. We all thought he was mad as kids, so I wrote a song about him. Here we go. If you're wondering, by the way, I'm in Dadgad, if you didn't know. Capo on the 4th fret, but I'm playing, in my head, I'm playing the fingering of A minor. I like to play in different keys, rather than just playing like in D minor or D major. I like to choose keys that have a lot of Ds and Gs, and obviously A minor does. You know, I can play that. A lot of these open Ds. Obviously, open A's. And that open G is really nice as well. You can go to that A there on the 2nd fret on the G string. Okay. Let's go for it. Mad Eric.
call him Mad Eric. He talks to himself with a crutch at his left hand. He walks with his helm. Ain't got no money, can't afford nothing else. Dread someday falls over himself, and searching round these streets he roams, and people's falling change. It's cold outside, I need a home. It's pouring down with rain. Eric don't have no home, no money, no job, nowhere to go. No woman, no sanity, and this ain't funny, cause half of it you don't know. Yeah, they call him Mad Eric when his kids walk by. Curses, shouts, and fists the sky. Crazy old man, they call him, but why? Crazy old man, they say. Go, Eric, go. Behind that blues, you know, you find it hard to cope. You're hungry, cold, tired, and broke. Every day's the same, just gets worse. Ain't got no one on this earth. Go, Eric, go. Play that blues, you know. 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 Go, Eric, go and play that blues, you know. You find it hard to cope. Hungry, cold, tired, and broke. Every day's the same, just gets worse. Ain't got no one on this earth. Go, Eric, go. Play that blues, you know. Play that blues, you know. Go, Eric, go and play that blues, you know. You find it hard to cope. You're hungry, cold, tired, and broke. Every day's the same, just gets worse. Ain't got no one on this earth. Go, Eric, go. Go, Eric, go. Go, Eric, go and play that blues. Play that blues, play that blues. I play that blues, 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 play that blues. I play that blues, play that blues, play that blues, play that blues. And play that blues, you know. And play that blues, you know. And play that blues, you know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And play that blues, you know. Play that blues, you know.
That was Mad Eric. With a lot of these, I'm just kind of cutting them a little bit short because I don't want to be. A lot of my songs, are actually really, really long, like 4 minutes plus, because I use a lot of lyrics, especially the songs, basically on my first album. I used a lot of lyrics. I don't do so much anymore, because I just struggle to. Just every song would be so long if I used too many lyrics. But also I have to remember them as well. I've already got a bad memory as it is. But yeah, so a lot of these songs that I do in my live streams, I actually kind of cut them a bit short, so I only do like 1 or 2 verses. So if it doesn't make sense, then that's why. If you're listening to the lyrics, but you can always, if you like any of these songs, you can always. I'm on all streaming platforms. Even all of my albums are on my YouTube channel, so feel free to have a listen, and you can actually listen to all the lyrics and get all of the stories, because a lot of them are stories. All right, we'll go back to the questions now. All right, what's my dad saying? Haim and Christmas in Jail. Yeah, used to do this Christmas song called Christmas in Jail. Hold on, I just need to sort my hair out. It's all over the place. Just getting in my eyes. Yeah, I used to do this song called Christmas in Jail. And it was this old blues song. It was a cover. It wasn't my own song. Maybe I'll try and learn it for next week. I don't know. We'll see. All depends on how much time I have. Home. That's it. Thanks, Dad. Yeah. Home. Yeah. Home was a song that I did on my first album. The reason I don't do it that much is because it's in a different tuning. It's in a C tuning. I can't even remember which C tuning that was in. But yeah, that was a nice one. I should try and revitalize that one again. Jidge says, my new dream guitar that I've just acquired has an LR bag sound hole pickup, and it's very impressive. Oh, nice. Is that the M1? Is that the one that has like it's like cream color and it has adjustable pole pieces? I think that's the M1, right? Yeah, I've seen a lot of people with that. It looks really cool. It's a nice slim one as well. The Sunrise that I had, Sunrise, chunky, big, chunky, covers a lot of the sound hole, which I don't know how much. I don't know how much it would like. It actually takes away from the sound if you're miking up a guitar. Then it'd be interesting to see how much like a large sound hole pickup actually takes away from the sound, I doubt it would take away that much noticeably. I don't know. Be interesting for a video maybe. Is the Snark Air a chromatic tuner? Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. It's an everything tuner. It's you can tune any instrument, any notes with it. Absolutely. Hold on. Need to find my place again. Just looking out for questions. Mike Head says, "Hi Fabian, I love ribbon mics too, especially the old Melodium." Oh yeah, the Melodium is lovely. Lovely, lovely. Mr. Cow Food says, what panels are used for sound treatment? I don't know if that's a question to someone else you were talking with, but I use like just sound panels like that I've just made myself, basically. And you can, it's, it's not professionally done by any means, but they look okay. And you can basically get this stuff to put inside, which is called rock wool. A lot of people use that. I've actually heard that it's not that great to use because it's not the healthiest to breathe in. It's like, but I actually, what I did, I covered the rock wool in cling film, and then I actually put them in like sealed bags, which is maybe it counteracts the treatment of what it does, although I don't think it would because it's in plastic. But I just want to be, and I sealed it. These vacuum bags you can get, and I basically put the rock wool in that, and then I sealed it. So none, because it's like really fine fabric. It's not even fabric, it's literally made from rocks, but it's like condensed, and it's like these fine fibers that can get in your lungs, and apparently it's not great. But do your own research. I'm not great at any of this stuff, to be honest, in terms of sound treatment. But it basically is just to get the harsh sounds away. You can actually use professional companies that will come and they will sort of do a measurement of your room, and they will kind of give you a whole plan of where they're going to put where the sound treatment needs to be according to how your room reacts to sound and frequencies. This is how it's supposed to be done. But I just kind of stuck stuff in the walls, and to be honest, as long as you're happy with your recordings, and you're not, if you're listening to the room and how the room reacts to your music, to your sound, then I think it's not the end of the world. You can go down this rabbit hole, and it's basically never ending. But if you're not too loud, if you're not going to be playing drums or anything like this in your room, then I think it's okay, at least for recording. For mixing, that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, that's what I use. the long answer. I hope that answers your question. Many Vibes says, have you used the little bags that you can put inside the guitar? Yeah, exactly. You're talking about the dehumidifier stuff. Yes, the Didario bags that you put in. I've only tried it for a few days. I need to kind of see how to do it properly. I don't know if I've done it actually properly, because it doesn't seem to be. It's supposed to bring your inside of your case between, I think it's between 45 to 55% humidity. I think that's the perfect spot for a guitar. And so far it hasn't really done that. It's like at if it's over 60, it'll give you a warning, and mine is basically at 65. And it hasn't come down. So I might be doing something wrong. I don't know. I need to look. I just whacked it in, and I didn't really look at the instructions. So I've probably done something wrong. I need to go and have a look there what I've done. But obviously, it's really important. Anybody else have experience with humidity and all this sort of stuff? I have a feeling that humidity, if something's a little too humid with the guitars, with wooden instruments, it's not as bad as not humid enough. Because I mean, obviously, it's not great, but when something's not humid, when it hasn't got enough humidity, it kind of cracks more, maybe because it dries out, you know. At the same time, too humid is also not good, but yeah, I try to keep things. I've got a dehumidifier in the room, and I try to keep things, you know, around 50, if possible. Is good. I think if you 50% humidity is a good one, I think. Jidge says, I've got a battery in a bag on my Eastman. Pain in the ass to change, but fortunately lasts for ages. Okay. Yeah, it's one of these things. It's like, if it lasts for a really long time, then I think it's okay. You know, if you only have to change it like once a year or once a couple of years or something, then, you know, it's not too bad. But I don't know. I feel like all of these things add up, especially those tuners. They really annoyed me because I found it kind of drained them a lot, because I was always tuning stuff. So I'd have them on a lot, and I found those kind of coin batteries never lasted that long with these clip-on tuners. So I'm happy to get rid of them. If I can avoid batteries in general, then it's great. Although I have to say, just one point, I don't know if this is true. I've heard that if you use a battery, because I used to have, with my Sunrise pickup, my sound hole pickup, I used to have a battery-powered preamp. I've heard, and then the battery-powered preamp would then, I literally just had that. That's it. No other pedals. And it's a Sunrise. It's same make as the pickup. And I've heard that, you know, batteries are it's a different kind of electricity. It's I've forgotten the name now. Maybe someone can remind me in the chat. I don't know. It's sort of the electricity that we get from the mains is alternating current, right? It's literally like something alternating, like, you know. I could be completely wrong about this, by the way. I'm not an electrician, obviously. But with the batteries, it gets its electricity not from movement, not from something alternating. You know, it's like a chemical thing, right? It's acid or whatever is in batteries, and apparently that is more pure to the sound, because it's it doesn't affect. You won't get this sort of, I don't know. Obviously, I know nothing about this, but has anyone else heard anything like this? That batteries, the electricity coming from batteries, is actually really good for like a pure signal chain, or it probably doesn't affect it. I don't know. I'm probably making that up, actually. So please, maybe just ignore what I just said. If anybody else has heard anything like that, that's probably not true, but anyway, we'll move on. Many Vibes says, do you ever use a looper? No. is the main answer. It's I never got on with loop pedals. Maybe I'll try again. And actually, I've been wanting to get a loop pedal, literally just for the only reason of if I loop my signal, my pickup signal, before anything, after the preamp, but then I go into a looper and I loop that. Then whatever else I'm going into, like my EQ, I can EQ as I'm hearing the loop and I can EQ the loop rather than EQing my guitar, because it's always awkward if I'm trying to EQ. I think I mentioned this a few live streams back. Someone did this. If I'm trying to listen to my playing and then I'm sort of EQing as I'm playing, it's a bit awkward to do it with one hand and have a listen and then EQ. It's much better to loop it. If I loop me playing something, and then I can just listen to it as I'm changing it, EQing. And that's a lot kind of better to do, because I can hear it changing as I'm doing it. Does that make sense? So that's the only reason I want to get a looper, to literally just so I can EQ my pickup better. But maybe I'll give it a go. Maybe I'll give it a try again. It's I don't know. I just felt like I couldn't apply. I really enjoy loop pedals. Obviously, it's a really creative thing. It's really cool to play with. I just couldn't apply it to my music and my songs. I just found that hard to do. But maybe I just didn't try hard enough. But I'll be getting one anyway. Just for the fact of EQing my pickup better. So maybe I'll give it a try. Lex says, I will check out the Neumann MT48. Yeah, absolutely. It's unbelievable. Forgetting songs is normal. Absolutely. It's completely normal. It's just, I find it happens to me a lot. Juice says, no pressure for the landlord's daughter. Yeah, no. It's, I've been listening to it, actually. I think, so maybe if I just listen to it, then it will sink in, I just tend not to listen to my songs very much, I kind of, once I've recorded an album, pretty much I'll never listen to it again, because I'm done with it. I'm sick of it. Well, not sick of it. Yeah, well, a little bit sick of it when you're mixing and, you've heard something so many times. But once I'm done with something, that's it. It's gone, and I'm on to the next thing. I'm excited about the next project. What's the next thing? It's kind of a little bit like this. Many Vibes says, do you write your songs down? Oh no, he said that to Jij. Sorry, that was to Jij. Yeah, I don't actually. I don't write my songs down. Well, I write the lyrics down, but I because I forget them. But I tend not to forget the music. I record the music. So yeah, I can remember it that way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jij said the same thing. Okay, looking for questions. Bum, bum, bum. I would think a looper would be addictive. Yeah. Yeah. It's one of these things, isn't it? That's I think it's easy to overdo, and there's musicians out there that that all they're looper musicians. It's like it's part of who they are, as and that's fair enough. I just feel like, what the problem is with loop pedals is I felt like I was trapped in this loop. To say I would make like a loop of something, I don't know. And that would be a loop, You know, that'd be cool. And then I could play over the top. Or whatever. But I feel like that would lock me into to having to play to that loop, you know? I know that I can stop it and I can change it at any point, but I feel it kind of puts me in a box a little bit time-wise. And if you know my songs, I like to fluctuate the timing, and especially with dynamics and with timing in terms of pauses. I use my fluctuant timing to my advantage. I use it as like a way of expression, you know. So like if I was playing like this, you know, I would slow down, and that would be like an emotional thing, you know, for dynamics. So I feel like if I loop something, that kind of I'm not able to do that anymore. It kind of puts me in this box where I have to be rigid and stick to, you know. Does that make sense? Lex says, you have a songwriting method, question mark. You have a special mental treatment before you sit down and write, or you just jam it out? Sort of like, how do you mean, like a process that I do? Yeah, I sort of just I have ideas, so I'm always like writing ideas in like a notepad or recordings on my phone and stuff. So always when I sit down for a writing session, I have these ideas already, you know. So they can be like lyric ideas or topic ideas for a song or musical ideas. And then when I sit down, I kind of work on these ideas. But a lot of it is just kind of sitting down and jamming. I will usually like choose a key to play in, and then just pick a bunch of notes or a bunch of chords within that key, and then just kind of I would just jam around until I like something, until I find something that I like, you know. And I usually have a rough idea about what type of song that I want to do, you know. It's sort of, and it can be just something like the feeling of the song. I kind of want this song to make me feel like this, you know. Whether that's in a certain key or a certain tempo or something, you know. I kind of have a rough idea in my head already. And that's, I find, helps a lot if I already have an idea. If I have no ideas and I just sit down for a writing session with like a blank piece of paper, I will probably come up with something eventually, but it will take me a long time, you know, of just jamming and just seeing what I can come up with. But having ideas beforehand, it just helps so much. So I always try and make sure that I have ideas before I actually sit down. So that's always why it's good to be conscious of like, okay, song ideas, you know. And also when you're listening to music as well, you know, because we can pick up stuff from songs that we listen to. And I'm not talking about like copying or anything like that. But just kind of, if you like the vibe, if you like how a song makes you feel, maybe you can kind of try and make your own song give you that same feeling. Does that make sense? Yeah, make your own song give you that same feeling that other song did, you know. So yes, things like that. Many Vibes says, Isn't there an app for that? You just play the music and it also writes your tabs. Oh, you're talking about tabs. Yeah, I'm sure that exists. I think there's something like that exists. I think what it is, I think I've heard that you have to have like some kind of special pickup, maybe something like this. But maybe nowadays, maybe there's technology that can just listen to the notes and then work it out. I don't know. Sebastian says, what other wood combinations do you like on the guitar of your style of playing, apart from your O10, of course? I like rosewood, and also walnut sounds nice. I like walnut for back and sides, obviously. And you know, I'm also into these all mahogany guitars. They can sound nice. Also look really nice as well. I like the way they look. But I really like cedar top. I like the way cedar sounds, even though it's a soft wood, so it gets, you know, it gets marked up really easily. But I do like it as a top. Thoughts on the pickup by LR Baggs, the Hi-Fi Duet? Which one's that one? The Hi-Fi Duet. That rings a bell. Let me look that up. Hi-Fi Duet. Oh, this one. Okay, yeah. So it's like a preamp that goes into your guitar, and it looks like you can kind of install it here, and you can have controls. And then, okay, yeah. So it's similar to the one I have. So you'd have these contact pickups, and then a preamp here. I don't know if I can share that. Just to show you all. Maybe I can. Hold on. I'm going to try sharing my screen. Here we go. No, there you go. So you can't see me, but you can hear me, hopefully. That's what it basically... So it's like a preamp. Obviously, that's the price. Well, I mean, I guess that's the price because of the preamp, you know? I'm not sure. I have no idea, like, what kind of goes into that. But the K&K Pure Mini, I think is... I think I got this. I can't remember now. It was a long time ago. I got it for, like, 60 euros or something. But it's a passive, you know? So there's no preamp. But I haven't heard that. I haven't seen how it sounds. So I don't know. Anybody else heard that? Someone uses a looper to quickly record song ideas. That's a good idea. Sort of as you're jamming, you can kind of record it. That's a really good idea, actually. That's another reason to get a looper. Yeah, I should definitely get a loop pedal. It's a good idea. Many Vibes says, do you play with other musicians ever? So many people say it's so important to play with other musicians. Why? I do. I haven't lately because I've just been so busy. But yeah, it's definitely very important to play with other musicians. just because it's important to be able to, for so many reasons, but like just to be able to hear someone else as you're playing, not just be focused on yourself, and kind of react to how the other musician is playing, is just a really important skill. There's other things like improvising as well, and I did an album with a fiddle player called Henry Webster. I think that's also on my YouTube channel. A playlist somewhere I made it. Just an instrumental album that was really nice to make. And we're still making music sometimes together. And my second album, I mean, it was still me, but a lot of the songs, I wrote them myself, but a lot of the songs were developed with a friend of mine called Fred Claridge. He is a drummer and a percussion player, and also a really good guitarist and singer himself. So it's really nice to it was very different. If you listen to my second album to my first album, it sounds very different because the second album is with drums and with like other instruments and stuff. So it was very different to experiment like that and to develop these songs. And I toured with him as well, just literally me and a drummer, which is a weird combination, but really nice actually as well, because he's not like, he never played or hardly ever would play with sticks. He would play with other things, brushes and various different stuff, and have percussion, so it was very subtle, and he did backing vocals as well, so it was nice. It's really nice to play with other people, especially on stage, and especially if we're playing and singing and touring alone, it can get lonely. And it on one hand, it's really nice, like playing on stage and having the freedom to be able to just control however the song goes, wherever the song goes, you control it, there's no one else you need to be aware of or think about, which is really nice. The freedom of that is beautiful. But there is also something magical about jamming with people on stage, sort of sharing that magic with other people, not just you and the audience, but kind of vibing off other musicians on stage is also a really beautiful thing. So definitely recommend playing with other musicians wherever you can. Yeah. Is this? I'm gonna try and pronounce your name, Dinant. Dinant. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Says, which capo are you using? Love the stream. Thank you. I'm using an Elliott capo. These are like it's a very beautiful capo. These are like, it's actually stained because this top bar is supposed to be see-through, but it's so old. It's been through so much. You can replace these it's rubber, but inside is metal bar, but you just get these rubber tubings, but it needs to be the right size to fit it on. It's like, there's a guy in the US that hand makes these, and it's absolutely beautiful. They're like, they're not cheap. I think I paid, it's really old. It's like 15 years old. Maybe I paid, I don't know, 60, 70 bucks for it or something. But it's a really, really nice capo. It's like the best capo I have ever felt or used. It's like a piece of jewelry, this thing. And yeah, check him out, Elliot Capos. If you want a really high end, like a handmade capo, if you want to get a really nice Christmas present for a guitarist, or for like even like he does banjo capos as well. Like, you know, this is a great present. Any guitarist would love to have one of these. I can recommend. The hi-fi duet, the pickup I was talking about earlier has a mic as well as a soundboard pickups. Okay, so it's like a soundboard and a mic combined. Okay, yeah. Probably sounds lovely. I mean, looks great. Do backing tracks count as other people? I wouldn't say so, no. Because they can't, a backing track can't react to what you're playing as well, you know. It's good for practicing for sure. But no, it's, I'd say, like, you know, you need to react. Someone else needs to react also to what you're playing, and it goes back and forth, this sort of thing, you know. I do miss with playing with other people for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Your musicianship grows when you play with other people. Yeah. Jidge says, if you like Fabian's capo but don't want to sell your children, Taylor do a very similar model at a fraction of the cost. Yeah, absolutely. I haven't seen the Taylor one actually. Let me have a look at that. I haven't seen any Taylor capos. Oh yeah, it looks really similar. That looks really nice. It's 39 euros. It's pretty good. I mean, it's obviously not going to be as nice as this, you know. But still, it's it looks pretty good. I can share my screen on that. So it looks like that, you know. And yeah, that's the price. That's one of them, at least. Yeah, it's that's a good shout. Thanks, Jidge. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do one more song because I'm really exhausted. I've got I've got a long day tomorrow. A friend of mine is doing like a choir here in Berlin. It's like a Christmas choir concert sort of thing, where when people come and they basically sing all together. It's really nice thing. Um, but I'm helping him out, and I'm filming the concert. So I need to get my sleep, and be ready for that tomorrow. But so I'll do one more song. And then make sure that if you have any questions, that you just jot it down. If you have any more questions regarding anything, and then I'll answer it after I do the song. Okay, this is called The River. Here we go.
She's a drunk, middle-aged mom. She had children when she was too young. Now is something you might be surprised. 3 different kids from 3 different guys. She spends her time drinking away, drinking special brew every day. How did she end up this way? People walking past would say. Down by the river, you may find nothing but tit and tat. Here at the river, we all are just a bunch of He's a loner, he's an old man, an old boater that used to have plans. Now all he has is a very long beard, keeping him awake all these tears. He has one friend in all the world, his old dog with the long grey curls. He never sees the light of day, just waiting for time to pass away. Oh. Down by the river, you may find nothing but tit and tat. Here at the river, we all are just a bunch of He's a dad, he's a nice guy, a young father that doesn't know why he can't see his poor little son, 'cause all these things this kid's mother has done. He has no money, no job, he'd do anything to earn a few bob. You look at him and you might judge that all he feels for his son is love. Down by the river, you may find nothing but tit and tat. Here at the river, we all are just a bunch of
was The River. All right, let's have a look and see if there's any more questions. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Many Vibes says that's ridiculous. My guitars are cheaper, or all cheaper than that capo. I know. Where are Elliott capos made? They're made in the US. I think they're made in Texas, actually. But it's definitely for the high end sort of a lot of famous bluesgrass players like to use Elliott capos. I can't name any off the top of my head, but it's kind of in that scene a little bit, But it's it is definitely a luxury. It's something that I got when it was pretty crazy to. I don't know why I wanted that. It's like that's it. That's the one. I gotta have this capo. It is a beautiful capo though. G7 capos, are also really nice. I love Shub capos. Great. Can't beat a good old Shub capo. Hey Paul, how's it going? Says I have a GE capo, Heritage, best capo I ever used so far. I never heard of that. Thanks a lot, appreciate that. Yeah, G7 capos are really nice as well, and they're really nice guys. I met them in the Guitar Summit here in Germany. They came. It was really nice to meet them. Okay. All right. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining the live stream as usual. And thanks for all the questions and everything. I really appreciate that. And if you don't know, I'm doing this little Christmas competition. I haven't got the link, but if you're signed up to the Song Club, I've been posting on about it a lot. If you're subscribed, then you'll see on the latest kind of my posts. With on YouTube, you can sort of post things. Do a little Christmas competition. If you fill out a few questions for me, then you can win a one-on-one with me. If you're interested in that, just a little thing that I'm doing, and I'll announce the winner on the 23rd of December. Yeah. So anyway, hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I'm gonna get some sleep now, and I will see you all again next time. All right, see you soon. Thanks so much. Bye.